Hi everybody, this is Jen, and I thought I would go with a little late night inspiration that I had and do a video of my studio, and that way maybe we can all end up sharing what our studio setups are like and learn a little bit from each other about different storage ideas, how different people hang up backdrops, and basically layouts that we think work really well for us. I've been in this studio for 3 years. It's in my home, and the room is totally dedicated just to my indoor photography, obviously, and I do have a sliding glass door that leads out to the back where there's woods and things like that, and I haven't attempted to use it yet, but it is there just in case. It's pretty scenic back there, so might be something I want to try with the nice weather coming. Basically, when you come into my home, you just go straight through and you end up seeing a staircase here, and you come down 2 steps and here you are in the studio. And there's a nice little area over here for my clients to sit and relax while we're doing the session. There's magazines and things like that there, but when I have newborn sessions I always tell them to bring something to do, keep them busy, like their laptops, tablets, and things like that, and we have the Wi-Fi here that we can allow them to connect to. Next to the seating area is my little desk area, and you'll see a television back there, and what I do with that is I have a slideshow that's running of all my favorites from each of the sessions I've done, and you know, it gives something for parents to look at, and you know, if they see a pose they like or something, they can mention it and we could see if it's something we could do during the session. And you know, please ignore the mess there, but that's all my paperwork and things like that. And right here, you're going to see one backdrop stand, and if you look across the studio, you'll see another one. The one that you're looking at right now is the one I use for 99% of the sessions, and basically I can do 2 most of the time, unless it's a real skinny backdrop for some reason. 2 seems to be the limit of setups that I'll do at once to try to make things have an easier, smoother flow. And then this backdrop stand over here is something I recently acquired because I felt that it was too cumbersome to keep moving the large backdrop back and forth across the studio when I was doing newborn sessions. So I went on Amazon and I got a really lightweight and expensive one, and basically I just use it for blankets for the newborn sessions, and it's pretty much positioned where I need it. I end up just bringing it a little bit straighter, and I put the beanbag here in the center, and then I'm able to get natural light from the windows. And you'll have to excuse my makeshift little curtain there. We were getting some weird sunspots in the other day and I needed to do something on the fly, so we pinned that up. Anyway, so the beanbag is usually, you know, right in the center of the floor here, and that way the parents can peek around if they want to. And like I said, I get some natural light in the windows, and then I also use my Alien Bees 800. What I do is I actually have it positioned about here, coming in and bringing some light across the newborn, and like I said, then I get some natural light in. Over here you'll see some of my tricks of the trade. We've got my little stools that we use during the newborn sessions for me and my assistant, and this chair is one of my props, which I use with the older kids. It's really cute. It's got a neat little top area there that I like the shape of, but it also doubles as a great little stand for when I have my newborn sessions. I've got tons of receiving blankets and different washcloths and things like that to grab on the fly, as well as little blankets and stuff to keep the baby warm. And what we do is we set that up on one side of the beanbag, and then on the other side of the beanbag I have my trusty stool that's I've had for years, and it does a great job because it has a flat top, and you can actually see that I clamped the fabric right to it, and it's just the perfect height. And I then put one of my little heaters here that I always have ready for newborn sessions. I put that on one of the stools, and we have the perfect temperature for baby there. And here you'll see some of the props that I just don't have any other room for in my prop room, which is right down the hallway here. Right in that door there. I won't let you go in there right now until it's cleaned up, but I have all my props in there on shelves, and that way I can keep the studio pretty much clear, except for, again, those few things that are on the side. And when I'm having sessions, there's less of a distraction for the kids. You know, the more they see, the more they want to sit on it or move it around the studio and things like that. So this keeps it very, very open and clear in here. To my left right here, sorry if I'm jumping around a bit, I have some shelving unit here that was originally a bookcase, but it just seemed to fit perfectly here in the studio. Let me back up a little bit. This is where I store most of my bigger furs and some blankets and fabric backdrops that I don't use as much. I have them in here, and some of the little rugs that I found at local stores like TJ Maxx, Ross, Marshalls, Home Goods, all those kind of things. Here is, again, the furs that we offer at Photo Prop Floors and Backdrops, and I think I have one of each color, so it comes in handy. These are some of the 2-yard pieces, which are great for flooring, and up here I have some 1-yard pieces when you don't need an area as large. And then I've got the basket stuffers, and those I use constantly. They are just perfect little items to stick in your bowls and buckets, you know, when you need something for a filler. And if you've been hearing some noise and jingling, that is my one of 2 little guys here named Bubbles. Anyway, so I digress. Let's go back over here. You're going to see that this is my backdrop selection currently. It looks a little sparse, and normally every one of those holes is pretty much full, but I did some long and hard thinking and realized that I'd been hanging on to some of the backdrops that I had for 4 years since I opened Photo Prop Floors, and it was time for a change, and I needed some more room to incorporate some new designs in. And so I went through them all a couple weeks ago, organized them, labeled them, figured out what size they were, and I made a huge pile in that prop room that I said we're not going to go in today. And eventually I plan to have a D-stash. I just need to order some bulk tubes and things like that so that I can, you know, ship them off to anybody that's interested. And right now I'm going to take you just down the hall a second to show you the one perk that we do have with having a home studio and having it in my downstairs is I actually have a restroom right off the studio, which is great. Moms and dads and kids, you know, have somewhere to quickly go where they don't have to really go into the rest of my home. And the other plus is that it has a shower, which, believe it or not, is pretty darn amazing to have after you have a cake smash. So we just take the little ones right in here, and we basically can get them all cleaned up and mom and dad could head out. So it's pretty great to have. This little stand over here is where I keep most of the equipment that I want to readily grab. My camera and some of the more common lenses and some of my memory cards and things like that that I want at a quick place to grab during sessions if I need something. And my gray card, can't live without that. And let's move over here. On this wall here, I came up with this idea based on seeing some things from some other photographers, and I wish I could remember their names of those who inspired me. But I basically went to Bed Bath & Beyond and I got a few of these curtain rods. It's a little bit saggy because I have a lot of weight on there, and I've even de-stashed a ton of stuff recently and it's still pretty packed, so I need to again do an honest assessment and see if there's anything else that I might not use. But anyway, what I did was I divided it by boys and girls, and of course some overlap, but I pretty much try to put them as close to what they belong to make it easier for sessions. You'll see the girls section. I've even got, you know, some stuff hanging here which helps keep it out of the way that is not necessarily hats and little pants and things like that. But what I do is I try to keep my favorite hats to the right side, and one day I might get to color code them, but for now I just try to put the most favorites at the beginning, and then ones that I use less commonly might end up here on the end. It all depends. You know, at the end of the session we're trying to clean up. That's the order we try to keep it in. Right here is all the boys stuff, and again, I try to keep the things I use most towards the end, and then some of the more novelty ones, you know, little owls and things like that that I don't use as much, I just kind of put them off on the end for, you know, when I feel a whim of using them. Right next to my little hat organization area is a collection of the baseboards that I have. And again, these are all things that we offer at Photo Prop Floors and Backdrops. We have many shapes and styles, and these are ones that were painted different colors that I thought were most commonly needed or used in the studio. So I've got some dark pinks, light pinks, lime greens, light blue. I use the cream a lot. And I have dark brown, black, and I also have some unpainted ones in the back that I haven't gotten to, so that I can give myself a little bit more variety during sessions. And next, let me back up a bit so we can see this wonderful, wonderful addition that just got put into the studio a couple months ago. And basically, it's 2 shelving units from IKEA. It is the best money I've ever spent to organize this studio. If you saw it before, there were tons of piles of fabrics and blankets and things like that, and I just could not get a grasp on getting them in an organized fashion that I can quickly set up and put away after a session without, wanting to spend that extra time. So organization, again, it's really helpful in keeping you at a quicker workflow. So basically what I do with the shelves is I try to keep like fabrics together, and you'll see like right here, these are all the same type of fabric, and right beneath it is also the same type of fabric. And I understand that not everybody has access to the amount of fabrics that I have. But again, that's the perks of the business. What I try to do is bring one of each into the studio so that I can use it as well. And that way I can see how much we like it and get some sample photos and things like that. Basically, I also use it for organizing a few other different things that are not just fabrics, like little mini blankets. My mom makes these for our shop. So if you're interested, you can find them on our fabric page. They're great for layering. They're great for basket stuffers and things like that. Right there you'll see a quick glance at cake stand. We also offer that in our prop section, and that has come in handy tremendously for all of my cake smashes. Over here you'll see some things that were just little things I noticed when you pick them up at somewhere like a Walmart. They're great little rugs, and I like to throw them into sessions for a little pop of color or texture. And other than that, up here we have some of our throw blankets, and these are some of my favorite things that we offer. Excuse me. And I have a variety of those as well. Other than that, excuse me, I have a tickle in my throat. I shoot with one Alien B800, but I do have a second one over here that I can use during sessions if I need extra light. Basically, that's the quick rundown of my studio. I have some seamless paper on the floor if I ever need a bigger setup. And I think I've covered everything. So I just wanted to thank you for listening to me speak for the last 13 or so minutes, and hoping that you might do something to share your studio with us, whether it be pictures or video. We'd love to see it. So get on that. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.